back again. I want to let you know some things about our first paper. Paper one is taking sides in an argument. And so what we're going to do, what you're going to do, is look at two articles on the same topic and explain which one is better, okay, for a host of reasons. So in our Blackboard course, you have under major assignments, okay, I'm going to write this little string out. So go to our Blackboard page, look under major assignments, which is the click on the side, the left side of the frame, and then go to paper one stuff. And in there you have the actual assignment sheet, which is going to lay out all of the stuff I'm going to talk about here. But you also have a few other things in that section. You have an assignment sheet, you have essays for evaluation, you have some samples, and you have a works cited and reference page that gives you all of that already done. All you have to do is copy and paste that into your actual paper. So this is how you find things, okay? So from our Blackboard page on the left-hand side, you have major assignments. Scroll down, not very far, to paper one stuff, and then click on that. What you're going to find in there is an assignment sheet, which I'm going to walk through, and more importantly, you're going to see a set of articles, okay, the essays for evaluation. These are pairs of articles that talk about the same topic from different perspectives. Some of them are diametrically opposed. This one is all for something, this one is all against. Pretty easy to figure out. Some of them are not quite that obvious, but they are different sides of the same coin. And your job in this paper is to explain which one has the better argument, okay? Not just which one you like better, okay? Not just which one agrees with your particular ideals or whatever, but which one does this argument the best way, okay? And so you're going to choose one topic. I think there are 6 sets up there. But you can choose one topic, okay? Some of them online education, medical marijuana, YouTube censorship, juvenile detention issues, reform, a couple other things that are up there. Choose a topic that you enjoy or that you want to know more about or whatever, and then read both of those essays, only those 2 essays, read them twice, okay? And I know, why would I read something twice? Well, because you're a big person and you're in college and you need to make sure you know this stuff. First time through, just read it. Don't take a pen or a highlighter or anything else with you, just read it. And then go back through and read it again and then do your highlighting, do your taking notes, however you mark up a text to better understand it, especially understanding elements of its argument, chapter 2 stuff, and how it works together, okay? Once you have read them and marked them up and all of that, write a paragraph summary for each article. So you have 2 paragraphs. That's it. That's the first assignment. And then after that, go back through, write a rough draft based on the grading criteria, okay? The grading criteria is on that assignment sheet, and it tells you that you will need a section on which one is the best argument based on its evidence, based on its counter-argument, based on its tone, how it treats the audience, how it treats the actual ideas. And, you know, write that out. Now, in case you think the summary assignment is toss away, it's not. It's part of your paper. And so your paper is going to be your introduction, and there are helps for these things. If it's been a while since you've written this kind of stuff or you've never written this kind of stuff, under our Blackboard side here, look at writing helps. And then there's stuff there on introductions, on summarizing, on critical thinking, critical reading, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so your paper is going to include an introduction and then the summaries and then the 3 parts from the grading criteria, GC, and then a conclusion that kind of wraps things up and leaves us with your overall, here's my assessment. Should you read this? Should you not read this? Which one is better? That kind of stuff, okay? So you have 4 parts. This is 2 paragraphs. This is 3 paragraphs, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs. Easy to make 7 paragraphs into 3 pages, okay? Make sure in your, the section here, the 3 parts, that you're talking about which one has the best argument, which one agrees with your personal ideals the best, and why. Maybe a personal experience with this particular topic, something you're interested in, that kind of thing. And then a section on why the other side is wrong or not well written, okay? Now, the side that you agree with most may not have the best argument. And so you have to kind of whittle those out a little bit. Once you've walked through the grading criteria, you've written your sections and such, turn in your rough draft, wait for feedback. Please don't turn in your rough draft the same day the final draft is due, for lots and lots of reasons. I know my students do not like to revise their work, but everybody does, and everybody needs to. Even folks who write for a living rarely, if ever, turn in the first draft. I know I never do. So make sure that you wait for feedback. I usually put those at the top of my list and go back through them, and then I'll go back through and grade the homework that's due that week. Use my feedback to revise and polish your final draft. Make sure that you have your works cited page or your references page up to par, done how it's supposed to be. Remember, for paper 1, I have all of your sources already laid out for you. All you have to do is copy and paste. Make sure that you have at least 3 pages, okay? And by at least 3 pages, I mean, to be safe, get a line on that 4th page, okay? Remember that I'm looking at double-spaced, and I'm looking at a 12-point font. This is helpful because the current default on Word is an 11-point font, okay? So if you write 3 pages of 11-point and then change it to 12, you've got 3.5. Easy, okay? But double space, if you don't know how to do these things, we do have some training pieces available through our skill center over in the library, the LRC. Also, if you're in the computer labs here on campus, those folks are trained to help you out just a little. When in doubt, figure it out, okay? Again, you're big people, figure it out. It's not that hard. Make sure that you have all these sections, that's at least 3 pages, and that you've revised as instructed. One of the best things you can do for any piece of writing you turn in, whether it's a homework or an opinion page or whatever that you're doing for another class, read it out loud. Our brains fill in the gaps when we're reading in our heads, and so what you think is there may not be there. When you read it out loud, it makes that little click, and it doesn't sound right. And so you can find mistakes that you would normally miss. And since a lot of my colleagues take off a point for each error, this is important, okay? I don't do that. For writing, for me, your mechanical issues can only zap you 10% tops. Now, if you're short, you have 2.5 pages instead of 3. That'll take you down by 5 points. But that's why there's a minimum, okay? At least 3 pages. You can write as much as you want, but you have to write at least 3 pages, okay? So again, if you have questions or problems, concerns, you want to make sure you've got the right set in your head for this particular paper, send me an email. I'm more than happy to answer, okay? Have a great day.